Hello there. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I'm Kat Hobson. I am your host here on Fate Mag Radio, the online voice of Fate Magazine. And I am back. I'm so glad to be back. Thank y'all so much for your patience and care and concern while I was a little under the weather, but I am back. Now, I am really excited about tonight's guest. And I know I say that all the time because I love everybody I have on, or that they wouldn't be here, right? But tonight is my friend, and she has laughed at me over the years because it took me forever to learn to say her last name. But it is Rhonda Shinley. And I am just thrilled. Y'all may know her as Reverend Rhonda. You may know her as Sister Sage because that's the name of her newsletter. And she is really and truly a fabulous human being. She's an ordained interfaith minister. She has been part of World Awake. She was a board chair. She's done social media for them, the director of social media. I just can't even tell you all the things that she's good at. She's a published author. She is a publisher. And she is here tonight because we were talking yesterday. She said, "Oh, it's Mercury retrograde." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I usually have great Mercury retrogrades." And I do. And so I thought, well, there's so many misconceptions about that. There's so much, woo attached to Mercury retrograde. And it's not really woo, but it is energy. So she's going to talk to us tonight about what that is among all the other things that she does. But first of all, let's bring her here. So, hello, Rhonda.
Yay! Yay! Thank you.
I'm so glad you're here. So, I just think that.
Hey, Lorraine. Hey, Mike. I'm so glad you guys are here. Come on in. Let's have some fun.
He's like changing accounts. So, but I think that that's fun. Same geek, different account. I love you. So it's our kindred soul.
Right.
But we have so much fun when we talk. We're very similar in a whole lot of ways. We have a great time with life. We have a great time with the things that we get to do. You are really somebody who affects a lot of people that way, though. You've got a vast following. Wow, you've been involved in so many things. And I really think that you bring so much to any conversation that we have, whether it's on the air or just chit-chatting.
Right.
But, I have a question about something, I'll shoot you, what do you think about this? Or, somebody told me this.
It's great.
I do. And, we'll go for 3 months or so sometimes. And and then it's just like, oh, I need to talk to her. So thank you for being here.
Oh, a pleasure. A pleasure.
And it says, same geek, different account. Hi again. I think that's funny. But and he says that you have no idea how you affect and connect people, and it's the greatest thing. I would agree with that because
people say that, and I'll be honest. I hear it, and I love it, and I'm grateful for it. But it's like I don't know, that I do that. I mean, unless you tell me. But I mean, I'm just me doing my thing.
Exactly.
But people say, yeah.
And it's so. I used to be so disconcerted because I would just be living my life, and because we really are in a lot of ways the same person. But it's so funny. I would just be living my life, and I would have people come up to me randomly, and they were just like, your energy is so awesome. I just really wanted to tell you that. And I'm like,
yes.
You. And I had this woman come up to me in a public place, and she was like, your aura is so pretty.
Yeah.
I think I would love to have a conversation with you, but I've got to go. I just wanted to tell you that. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, really?
Yeah. It's like,
You are
where
as
does that come from? Yeah. I said it this evening, you all, when I came on. She's so glowy and she really does. I mean, she's my Scorpio
thanks.
girl.
I sure am. Full
I
on.
know her well. I know her
Yes.
well. Yeah.
And you know that stuff. I am
Yes.
still learning. There's a lot to learn when
Oh,
it comes to astrology,
you never, you
astronomy.
never, you
You
never
don't
stop learning. It's
ever.
a forever thing, right?
Well, I think that when you stop learning is the time that you get planted. I mean,
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
And I know
I,
that's
I, I
irreverent,
love
but
it.
death isn't scary. So.
You're right. Right. Right.
And you do get planted or, you know, crispy.
Stay
So,
curious, everyone. Stay curious.
yes,
It's the best thing, right?
I think so. I mean, it just
Yeah.
kind of keeps you, well, it doesn't really keep you young, but it keeps you having fun.
There it is. There it
So,
is.
I love it. And, you know, I have to ask you because I don't think I ever have, but you've done all these things. You are so well respected, so well known in your field, so great at mentoring people. Who mentored you? How
Life,
did you? Well, yes,
truly.
but where
A
did
lot of
you?
it. I really looked up to my teachers, Kat. I think every industry I've worked in, from massage therapy to death doula to becoming a minister, I think all of my teachers I looked up to, and respected them in their field. I think teachers are amazing. I don't think they get enough credit, to be honest
I
with you. I
agree.
mean, most teachers are really, really good. And it shows that they love what they do. And I think I think that's really the top area of my life is teachers. Really, I give them a lot of credit. They're just amazing to me. Just
And this
amazing.
we're talking lifetime teachers, like because I still reflect on the teachers that I had, two of them in high school, who
Yeah.
were the reason I went to college. I mean, they were. They were very motivational, but very supportive, and held me to a higher level of accountability than anyone else had. And so when they were like, you really need to go ahead and do that, I was like,
Hmm.
oh, as a, and then I got my SAT scores back, and they were like, you need
Yeah,
to apply today. So, but it was because I didn't expect that. I mean, you never know what you're capable of until you put yourself up to it.
that's right.
And
Another, I've never been asked that question. I love that question. And I went through a really, you probably, Kat, would never notice this. Maybe you do. You're very insightful. But I had what was called social anxiety disorder so bad. I wouldn't even leave the house. I couldn't go to the grocery store. You couldn't see me even sitting inside of a classroom. I had it so bad. And I had a great therapist who helped me process my anxiety disorder, like where it was trauma induced.
yeah,
And it's like she helped me so much to get myself back together. And again, I think I've been so fortunate. I've had great doctors going through cancer. I've had great teachers. I've had a great therapist that's helped me. And not everybody can say that, because I hear the bad things. It's like, oh, I'm so glad you had somebody that knew how to help you through, like, your anxiety disorder, right? And it's like, because not everybody has a good therapist to help you
that's
process things.
that's absolute truth. And I was fortunate that I had one to help me through that family history and stuff. And,
There it is.
you know, it was so funny because he worked with all of us through my adolescence, the
Mhm.
ones that would go. And when I got to be a parent myself and I was having some anxiety and some um, adjustment things because I didn't know, nobody knew at the time about the ADHD, right? That I
Mhm.
wasn't diagnosed. And finally, I came in one day and he was like, well, congratulations, you're the only member of your family who has ever completed therapy. You are set free. And I'm like, what? No, you
But
cannot send me home.
don't put me out there. You
Yeah.
don't wanna do that.
And, you know, I didn't even know what to say because it was the comfort zone, as you would know. I
Oh,
mean,
oh,
it
yes.
is comfort
Yes.
zone,
Yep.
but it was so funny because I'm like, I'm not ready. He was
Yeah.
like, you've been ready. You just need to go on now. Talk to you
Yeah.
soon.
Birdie needs to fly.
Yeah. And it was funny because we would see each other socially, you know, and
Oh.
I was like, oh, well, yeah, hi, this is Ron. He's no longer my therapist, but he is my friend. You know,
Yep.
I had fun with that for a little while, but um, it's really wild because that's a life changing experience to have someone who will care and support you and
Yes. Yeah.
who you can trust.
Mhm. I
So
agree. That part is very important. Trust and
yeah,
feeling safe, so
yes.
important. Huge. Yep.
Well, that's that safety thing though, because it kind of when he told me I was done, that safety thing felt like the net getting yanked a little
Mhm.
bit.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, I guess this is getting pushed out of the nest. You know, you crash or fly. Yeah, there's not other options.
Exactly. Exactly.
So,
And look at you. Look what we have here today.
well, look at us.
There it
I mean,
is.
you're one of the
Here
most
we
social
are.
women I know.
That's what's surprising to people who have known me since childhood. It's like I was very sociable, and then I started as I got close. Well, when I got married is when that things slowed down in one regard, and then the next thing I know is like my anxiety and social anxiety. It was the trauma that was coming up. You were talking about
Mhm.
trauma, childhood trauma, so that
Yeah.
just reared up and it says, okay, it's time to deal with it. And there it was. So, and here I am. And it's like it was hard for people, my childhood friends, Kat, because I was the social butterfly.
Hmm.
And then to see that I went into this cocoon, it's like I regressed and it,
Hmm.
it went backwards. And it's like I wouldn't, I mean, I was scared out of my mind to go to a store or anything. It was that bad. And I would be so exhausted by the end of the day just from trying to go to a grocery store. My husband can tell you all that. I don't know how he handled it, and then I came back out of it, so different people in my life have seen me go through it. All my childhood friends, right, have it's like you were this way, then you went into as a cocoon, now you're back and you're more social than you were before. I mean, it's just an interesting journey I've been on. Very
Well,
interesting. But here we are, girl. Here we
I
are.
know. Mike said we moved 100 plus miles away from family, changed jobs, careers, etc., in a very short time span.
Yes.
So your whole world got altered.
Oh, it,
So that
I
would
was
explain a lot.
tripping.
Yeah. You were tripping. You were tripping from stripping all the
Right.
security nets around you. So,
So, yeah, girl. But here we are, and
yeah.
dang. And that's why I think you and I appreciate life and what we talk about. And hey, more power to us.
Yes.
More
And,
power to us.
and one of the things that I find so uplifting, and I haven't been where I could post when you're doing your car time. very much. So, and I don't get to see you
Oh,
live very much.
me
But
and my walkie talks.
I have always loved the fact that you're much more media savvy than I have been. And it's not really a media savvy thing, but you are better at doing outreach to people the way that you do on social media. And I think that in my case, getting to know you through that was really a gift because, you know, Ariel back in the day had connected us, told me
Yep.
all about you, and you know, have to get to know her. Y'all are alike. And I was so glad that she sent me your way because I I really love how you interact with your followers.
Thank
You're
you.
you you share when you were going through some of your hardest times,
Yep.
you were still able to bring your positivity to the fore.
Mm-hmm.
And I know
Yeah.
because I read you so well, I know there were times that you were like, this needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So you did it.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever told you how much I admired you and how you
Oh,
came through that because
wow.
you're really, you were affecting a lot of people who were dealing with the things too that I would see coming into the room when you were doing your live feeds.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's such a gift that you brought to the fore because it doesn't have to be cancer. There's
Right.
other things that are scary too.
That's right.
And so many of the people that you could just feel them from their pictures on their, you know, when they would
Yeah.
pop up or whatever. And it was like, oh, look how well she's changing. She's making them have a better day too. And I think that's really cool that you can do that and that you recognized it. And maybe you didn't recognize that's what that would do,
No, I didn't.
but
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 I
that,
see it more now. More and more I
yeah,
do see it, Kat, and they tell me so, and that's wonderful. It's my saying of if it helps one person in a day, if
yes,
it just, if I answer one question to somebody out there or whatever,
yeah,
it's worth it, right? It's just so worth it. And I
it is.
always feel that. And like you share with me, and you just shared about your ADHD, your
Yeah,
and it's like,
so
it
crazy.
is sharing the experience. That's what I feel I'm doing. Hey, this is what I went through, and hey, if this helps you, you're doing the same thing. You're doing the
Well,
very same thing. It's just this is fairly new to you being told that, right? I would imagine
yes.
it's still fairly,
Well,
but
the dude looked at me and said, "You've had this your whole life. Look at your history." And I'm like, because I had to tell him, you know, stuff. And I'm like, well, A, I was a girl, and B, I had so many outlying situations happening that they just thought I was acting out. You
right.
know, I never
They
got diagnosed officially, and I felt like I had it when I learned what it was later in life.
Yeah,
I was like, oh yeah, oh that was me back then.
yeah.
Not to, you know, and if you are female, and if you are a woman of a certain age, and things start going haywire for you, don't assume it's Alzheimer's. Don't
Right.
assume it's some post traumatic stress, although it could be that too.
Right.
Don't
That
assume
part's true.
anything. Go
Right.
get tested. Don't be afraid
Right.
because I was terrified and put it off. But go get tested because there's testing that they can do, and it's like Alzheimer's, ADHD, post 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 perimenopausal
Mhm.
ADHD.
Mhm.
And so there's something, ladies, about that change that kicks it. But,
Mhm.
you know, don't assume that you're going crazy. Don't assume that it's Alzheimer's and you're going to lose yourself. I was
Right.
terrified. My daughter said, "What's the worst that could happen?" I said, "I won't know you."
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the worst that can happen,
Yeah.
and that's a real thing. And she was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you know." So that's when I think she realized that this was a traumatic thing.
Yes.
So, and
And
now
for
it's not.
me, I have to say that it actually, I sit here now and say, well, that just explains that. And that explains, it's like,
I'm
oh,
seeing that. Thank you
yippee,
very much.
yippee.
It's insane. It
Right.
is absolutely in freaking insane. But I just figure I'm gonna start having fun with it.
Well, you
Yeah.
go, girl.
All
I'm not
these
going to
times
let you.
that I've been to, because I used to go to Key West every year with my girlfriends and stuff, and I'm always going to be up dancing. I don't care who's
Yes,
offended. What, so I'm just going to blame it on that now.
there it is.
Look at Kat and her ADHD.
That's it.
So, but I I think that um you're so knowledgeable about so many different things.
I'm a professional student, Cat. It's
You
in my
are.
stars.
You are. And
Yeah.
you know, I the Sister Sage newsletter, people, y'all need to subscribe to that.
Yes.
And it's so full of information, and it's information that I don't know. 98% of the time, it's new to me. And I think that's fun. How do you ascertain what's your guide? A, how did you start doing that? B, how do you ascertain what you're going to discuss? Do you just meditate on it or?
Uh, to answer the first part, I met somebody that Mike was listening to on the radio show, on a radio show. And he said, I know you would love this radio show. And I listened to it. He said, you love astrology. And I said, yeah. So I listened to it and I fell in love with this method of divine astropsychology. And the more I listened to the radio show, he offered a training program. And I went through it. And then I got my certificate in 1999. And it came so natural. There's something about me and the cosmos. I mean, I really connect with it, right? It's just like, it's natural. Just like my husband's very good at engineering and computers, and you're good at what you do in your industry. And being a Scorpio, you're in everything you do is all good. It's so connected.
Thank
And
you.
so in 1999, that's how long I've been doing it. Yeah, it was Jeff Rentz that Mike was listening to that. And uh, and so I got my certificate. That's how long I've been doing it. 1999. It's 2025 now. And so when I go to write these, Kat, it's like each month I will sense things. So it's by the month and what's going on, like it for this month that you read for August. It's like it's Leo the whole month, and divine astrology is it's the whole month that's Leo, regardless of the day. Okay. So I
Right.
start out with that and then I just feel and I tap in as to what I really think. I tap into the cosmos and just feel what needs to be said, what's important, and I'll write it, and it just flows. And I
Mhm.
like I like when I write that way, because if it's just flowing like that, it's then
Yes.
I'll tell Mike, here's a good one, like as if he says they're all
Yes.
good, but you know what I mean. But yeah, and so I can't write a book in my newsletter, although Mike says you got to kind of shorten that. It's like you're getting into 20 pages for a newsletter, and you don't want that. I get excited, as you can tell. I love
Yes.
the subject matter. I still do. All these years later, it's like it's something different every day because the stars are moving, and I love it. And that's what I do, how I write the newsletter. And maybe Mike can put in how um, folks can sign up for the newsletter. Can I say something fun that
You can
I
say whatever
added?
you want. This is about you,
Oh,
girl.
well, I'm excited about this. So on my Karmic Law website, I have added a new service, which is for parties. Like if you want to do an astrological party,
Oh,
it's private through Zoom. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world. And I can put that link up, and I don't know if copy and paste, see if that goes into the studio. I'm going to try it to
it
see if that
should.
works. Right? So let's say you want 4 people and X amount of hours for, let's say, 2 hours, and it's 4 people. Each of the 4 people would get 25 minutes. And I have it laid out, and you win prizes, and then I read each of you, and I just make it fun. And I
That
did
is
that one
fun.
time. It's so fun. You could do it for a birthday. A lot of people do it in the winter time because it's for out here, it's snowing, that kind of
Mm.
thing. And so in the winter time, they'll do like a Christmas party amongst their friends, and we'll do it on Zoom and have a good time. It's so
Well,
fun.
the thing about that is if you're having inclement weather, you can get everybody in on the Zoom call and just
Exactly.
everybody Zoom. And that way
Exactly.
you can do it from home and just have a girlfriend's day.
And I do it on site locally, so I have it laid out in that link. If it's on
Mhm.
site, in person, or here at my house, um, or if it's Zoom, and it is so fun. We did this a couple years ago, even for New Year's, and we just had the best time ever. I thought, gosh, everybody's loving this. And you talk
Well,
about, your New Year's, right? Your New Year's resolutions, and you get a little bit of a reading and that kind of thing, and ask your major big question, and Sister Sage answers it for you. And then if you're with your girlfriends and you're having a glass of wine, and then you're like, oh, you're asking that, or oh, she just said this about you. And then it becomes funny,
that
because it's like,
does.
oh, she pegged you, kind of thing. So, but I wanted to share that fun new service that I added for the private parties. So there you go.
I think that's great. And
Yes.
that's another thing. You're always so innovative. You
Yes,
because you love what you do
I
and you
do.
love sharing these gifts.
Yes.
And
It's
you know,
fun.
it
It
is
really is
fun.
fun. And people laugh because I do say, well, I got another bright idea. They're like, oh, no, not again. Let's just add this to the list. Let's do this. Let's do that. It's like Rhonda and her bright ideas.
I
But
imagine Mike probably goes, hmm. That would be David. Hmm.
yep, it's like,
Well,
well,
let's
I
see how
see.
we let's look
Yep,
at the logistics.
yep.
Yes.
And it looks like I need to add something to the website. I take it. Yep,
How cool that y'all do that together. I
we
mean, y'all
do.
got such a great relationship.
We do, and we
So,
work well. Not everybody can do that, and
David and
so
I do
yeah,
not.
he's got his
So,
gifts. He's good with computers and technology, and
mhm.
I'm good with this. I'm
Yeah.
innovative and come up with all these ideas. And it's like, let's
Well,
go.
David and I tried to actually work together, and you know, he owns a business, we own a business, and I no, it was not marriage friendly to do that for us because yeah.
Wasn't marriage friendly. I like that. That's good.
So,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of fun, and we're both very strong personalities, and I'm
Mm,
an accounting and you know management person from past life, and so I would try to get him to do what needs to go in a flow, and he was like, "I'm good."
good. Love it.
And he was the boss, so I can't say you have to do this. So so I just went home and raised children, and you know left him to it. But that's why I think it's cool that y'all do such a great job together because
Thank you.
he and David, I don't mean David is so supportive of me. We just
Mm,
do not work in a confined area well together
mm,
because, you know, He
Yeah.
doesn't like extra steps to, you know, to make. We have an accountant now that does that, but
Good.
save the marriage.
Different personalities,
It is
it
different
just,
person. Well, there's
yeah,
different methodologies too,
there you go.
you know,
Yes.
and so I think that I want an origin story. I've never ever asked about your origin story, how you how you recognized what you were and did. The astrology, that's a class, that's learning. But before the astrology, I
Mhm.
mean, you are so diverse in your gifts and how you share those too. How did you recognize that? Because it's it's a big deal, I think, to put yourself out there. You got involved in a world
Yes.
awakening. I mean, you're
Yes.
and you were seriously involved.
Yes.
Tell people a little bit about what that group is and how you became so involved, if you don't
Well,
mind.
no, I don't mind. I love what I do, and becoming board chair, first I served on the board. And then what I recognized, once again, it's the funny thing, and they laughed at me, which they had a right to, which is here she is with her bright ideas while serving on the board. It's like, and Mike, with technology, I wanted to take it to that level. We needed to upgrade everything and bring it into the modern era of Zoom and all of that. So that was the first thing. I saw an overall arching need of upgrading things while keeping it spiritual, because we're ministers and spiritual, you know, care professionals in at World Awake. That's what we did, and we were worldwide. That's why we were World Awake. We were worldwide, and what we did, and so to balance that, to balance business and spirituality takes a focus. It really truly does. Um, and I love business, and I also love spirituality, but I recognize really it to balance those, it required a lot of energy on my part. Um, I'm not sure if I'm answering your question, but it's like to bring everybody together to fulfill the greater good, to our communities. How can I empower all of our members to go out and serve in their communities, in their respective communities? That was very big for me. What resources did they need to go out and do that? Remember, we talked about when we went through COVID, right? I mean,
Right.
I'll tell you what, that's not somebody that teaches you something of how to go handle that. And I was lucky that I knew Zoom. I said, okay, we're going to have, this, and we're going to get together and we're going to connect and we're going to help our communities. First, we got to help each other. What is it that's needed? What needs to be said? How can we uplift? And that was like, Rhonda, how on earth did you just, I said, God,
Yeah.
it's divinely orchestrated here. I'm going to get what it is we need, and I'm going to follow that. God was on my side to help that be fulfilled. Really,
Yes.
it's like, who
He
else am
is
I going to
always
call?
on your side.
Right
I mean,
there, right.
if you're people don't really recognize that as much, I think, as they could. But
Yes,
the I'm a firm believer in let go and let God,
there it is.
because then you just
There it
follow
is.
that path that's been laid.
Yes, right, Kat.
Yes.
Exactly. And that's what I called on. It's like, what do I do? And it's like I received what I needed to do. Sometimes I literally would wake up in the night or in the morning and it would just be there. It was just there. I know some people probably out there listening, it's like you could wake up in the night, it's like, "Why am I awake and why am I thinking this?" It's because you're supposed to. That's your quiet time. You're being given your spiritual, here's your job. Here's your
Yeah.
next thing to do or to take care of. And I must say, while I was going through my pastoral counseling classes, we took tests, and I took a test over a summer, and I actually, and I wish if Mike is on here, if he can say what I got two high things, and one of them was something like business and management, and something like uh, social work. You know what I mean? My spiritual work. And it was interesting. I was almost equal. I came out equal to these two things. And
Oh,
I'm thinking, so here I am doing it, but then later I go take this test and it's like, I don't know if Mike is saying
leadership and
leadership and
administration.
in administration. Now, come on. You know, so in spirit leadership is my spiritual. I feel I'm leading that, and administration to me is business. That's how and so I'm like, oh my gosh, here I am doing it. Well, that explains it. And my teacher's like, that. Why is that shocking to you? It's like
Right?
yeah. I said because it is. It just is. So it confirms something I have already been doing, and it felt good that I got those two, like I said, on equal parts. Isn't that interesting, Kat? Some
I
things
think
come in
so.
a little backwards for me. It's like I go do something and then I'm tested. It's like, oh, there it is.
Well, and I think that's funny because I think that a lot of us don't realize that we're being placed in the position to help us do what our next step is.
Yes.
Because we think that we're doing this for this.
Right.
Well, not always.
Right.
And you have to, I mean, because you know, I've been tossed into kind of a turmoil situation. And when I came out the other side, it was like, oh, well, that's why. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I needed to be able to do this.
Yeah.
And it's crazy sometimes the path that we get put on.
Yes. And
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 then,
I feel that I've actually had people ask me when they go into ministry, becoming ordained, it's like, well, I understand there's, special areas you can work in, which is true. Any ministry, you could be in a church, you could be doing weddings, doing funerals, and it's like my answer, and it's exactly what you're sharing. It's like, it's going to show you
mhm,
what your specialty is. I go in and I'm thinking, this is what I'm doing. And God's like, oh, but excuse me, I'm putting you over here because this is where you're going. And this is how I'm going to have you end up. So, and I agree with you. And it's like you think you're going in and you're prepped doing one thing and you're actually getting ready to go into something else. It's preparing you to go into something else. Like I have a medical background, and I think with that medical background, now in 2024, yeah, I finished my end of life doula training, right? So it's like everything I do, it somehow it comes together. Even my astrology, I find when I'm working with people, I got my pastoral counseling background, and my doctorate, right? In
yeah.
spiritual wellness, and it's like it just works. It just comes together. I find that fascinating. It's like somebody will say, Brenda, how in the world does astrology even show up when you're doing a reading on Zoom to someone and your pastoral counseling is, you put your pastoral cap on or your minister's cap on, and it just flows together.
Well,
It just comes
yeah.
together, don't you think? I mean, it's like it
I
does.
think that it does because everything works. I have wondered so many times, what in the world why is someone asking me for help with this? You know,
There it
this
is.
is not me.
There it is. Yeah, but
And
it is, and I think I know what you're talking about, but yet it is.
it's crazy.
I
You know,
know.
it's like, we had talked about the end of life stuff last time we
Yeah.
talked.
Yes.
And,
Powerful
you know,
conversation.
I had no idea because, I mean, I was with both of my parents when they
Mhm.
passed.
Mhm.
And that was unexpected in both cases. Not their passing, but for me to be involved with that
Mhm.
because, you know, they both had people
Mhm.
that I thought would want to do that. But anyway, so I had heard, you know, death doulas and, end of life care and everything else. When my dad got in the position he was in, I called a friend of mine that did home health care and I was like,
Mhm.
ah, so she came. And, she was who came and got me and said, your dad just passed. He can still hear you. Get in there with him. I'm getting Marilyn, my stepmom.
Mhm.
And, but I learned so much watching her with him. I also learned that um, you don't mention end of life stuff when they're in the process of end of
Right.
life because they don't like that they're in that process. And I just played a song that mentioned that. And I was like, my dad just was like, I'm like, I did not know that was going to say that. I am so sorry. And so we burned that song off of my phone. But, you know, I learned so much from her that was preparing me when I was the person that was doing the medication and the da 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 for my mom
Mm.
in her end of life. And
Mm.
and that was COVID. I mean, she was hospitalized. She was supposed to be fed. They didn't feed her for like 9, 10 days. Left the food in the room with her.
Mm.
Lovely people. And by the time I could get to her, they were like, "This is the way this is going to have to grow," you know.
Mhm.
And that was the one thing that she did not want to have happen.
Mhm.
So I felt like I went against her end of life wishes
Mm.
because the situation had already been created where it wasn't going to do any good to change anything.
Mhm.
And I was just like, oh no. And I didn't feel comfortable talking to those medical people about it because they were the reason for the situation being there. And
Mm.
so I'm like, it's hard to know. And so I was really glad that I went. Oh, thank you, Mike. But I
Yeah.
went through the stuff with my dad, watching Tammy with him, so that I would be ready to do the stuff with my mom.
Mm.
And so
Mm.
from this end, you can see that being set up because God has a sense of humor.
Right.
He really does.
I know.
And it's like I am I am not you. I am you in a lot of ways. I am not you relevant to patients and relevant to knowing what the hell I'm talking about sometimes. So I don't have your education through these things. So it was kind of a muddle. And
Aw.
when you and I had our conversation the last time, you were
Mhm.
so helpful
Oh,
because
I'm so
you
glad, Kat.
you're always helpful, Rhonda.
Oh, well,
You are.
you were going through
But
things. Thank you for letting me know that I did.
but
Thank you.
because you were so informative and you're my friend. So I knew that everything comes from a good
Mm.
spot. Did
Oh,
you know I'm a minister now?
huh?
Did you know that I'm also a minister now?
Well, no, I didn't, and I think
But
you ought to be. Girl,
I
I
am.
know so much about you. Girl,
So
that
And I am
beautiful
going to,
being born in November, you are so amazingly gifted at helping people transform their lives. And I mean from beginning to end. I just know that about you because I know, I know, I
and
know.
I would never have considered, because usually when people, yeah, and I am a full blown Scorpio. I mean, I am just
Exactly. Come
cut of the middle.
on.
But it's
I
all
know it.
I've always felt like Scorpios are, you know, considered evil, wicked, mean, and nasty, and the compassion
Oh,
side doesn't really come through as far as people's perception sometimes.
yeah.
And and I will say that if you're unkind to an animal or a kid, you'll
Hmm.
meet that side, you
Hmm.
know, but that's not
Absolutely.
my dominant side. So the you're the first person that was like, "Oh, well, you're a Scorpio. You're, you know, all these good things." And I was like, "Well,
Yeah.
not very many people say that about a
Uh,
Scorpio."
I
I mean,
know it. I know it. I know both
uh,
sides of a Scorpio. I know
yeah,
it's a yin and yang. There's a positive and a negative to every sign and everything in between on the spectrum. But by
yeah.
knowing you, I mean, you have gifts as a Scorpio to do that. And I know you didn't ask me. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling
But
you,
it's
girl,
fun.
you really are gifted. It's
Yeah.
Pluto, the planet of rebirth. It's the caterpillar to the butterfly. You're naturally gifted in helping people through these different kind of processes in life, beginning to end, beginning to end, and
It's
everything in
trippy.
between, girl. You are.
Well, it's it's really trippy. And you, if it weren't for the if it wasn't for the newsletter, there's a girl. I'm just telling you, there's so much reinforcement, and the during the time frame that this stuff was happening, I was just like, where is my where is my sister's age?
Hmm.
And it's real because I do get a lot from that. People,
I'm so glad.
it's in what you do and how you do it. Like with Ariel Grace, right? So many things, and I do not have anywhere near her gifts. She is one of the best psychics I think I've ever met.
And she's
But
a Scorpio. She has the same abilities as same ability to help transform.
she does.
Yeah.
And, but when she connected us, and I was, because she's like, Reverend Rhonda, you've got to talk to Reverend Rhonda. She's just the best thing. And I was like, I don't know her. She's like, well, I don't know why not.
Yeah.
And
Rockin' Reverend Rhonda is what she calls me.
yes, it is. And you are. And my best friend's in chat. She said, we're friends even though I'm a Taurus.
Oh, love. Oh, I love. Now, are you, Lorraine, are you born in May as a Taurus? Because I do divine astrology. Or are you late April Taurus?
Elder
I'd
Lori.
love, I'd love to know. I got to know about my people and retrograde. This is why I'm on the show, everybody. This is what
Yeah.
happens. I'm usually doing radio shows during retrogrades because things are happening in other people's lives. And
I
I get
couldn't.
called and it's like, hey, Sister Sage, Reverend Rhonda, hey, come on in. I'm not
Well,
shocked. I'm not surprised.
but it's so funny because
Me
when I
too.
messaged you and you're like, welcome to the retrograde. I was like,
Yes. Oh,
and I
welcome.
usually have
Yeah.
great, and she's May.
Okay. And see, Cat faces the world as a Taurus. Her seventh house of business partners facing the world is a Taurus. So Taurus and Scorpios, people born in May and November are great. It's earth and water. Mm-hmm.
Well, and it's really funny because we are such We are so similar, but we're similar. We're, two sides of a coin,
Yep, there you go.
right? And it's
Yep.
really a good friendship because and we're both very strong personalities.
Well,
So
the
it's
bull,
really,
you know
yes,
what I mean? It's,
yes.
but yeah, but this is what makes you guys do really, really well. And people born in May, the general rule though is they like their securities. They like you make sure money and their securities are in check. That's emotional, spiritual, home, family, everything. Their securities are important to them. I'd love to know if Lorraine feels that way about herself. That's
She
the general
actually
rule.
has, she has had changes and she is very focused on having her own home right now.
Mm,
And she's
yep,
brilliant with it. So, you know,
there it is.
but home
There it is.
home does matter so much to her.
She said, "Yep,
Yep.
there it
So
is, girl." You want to talk retrograde? Can we say a little bit about what's going on?
yes,
Or are we taking a
yes.
break?
I do not, people always make it sound like retrograde is so woo scary.
Right,
I
right.
always have great retrogrades. And I never really pay attention to when they're coming.
Hmm.
So I do get confused sometimes because I'm having a great time and everybody's like, oh, woe is me, it's Mercury retrograde.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah,
it's a great time.
yeah.
So, and Lori said, yeah, yes, please. I want to hear about that. So, and we're
Well,
not going to take a break unless you need to. We're going to
I,
just,
I'm good. Just gonna take
and
a drink. No, I'm happy. I'm in my. You don't understand retrograde, Lorraine? Really? See, here I feel everybody knows about it, so it's like, I
well,
just
that's
call it
because it's like
Merc.
second nature to you.
I
So,
know. It's Merc. It's Merc.
yeah,
Can I say something though, Kat?
you can say what you want to, girlfriend.
Okay, well, here it is. So some people feel it more at different times than other times. And the reason is, for example, check this out, you guys. Mercury is in retrograde in the sign of Leo right now. And that means maybe for people born in August, maybe it might be a little more intense than it may be for Kat born in November or Lorraine born in May. See what I mean? So uh, for me, let's say if Mercury's in retrograde in the sign of Gemini, which that is its ruling sign, which is all about communication, then I really feel it. I feel it anyway, but man, because of my stars. Yeah, Carl, I'm a Gemini late May. Okay, but in divine astrology, you're a Taurus, but I understand. You tell people I'm a Gemini, but I get it. I see. I love when people tell me what they are.
Oh, yeah.
Um, so is it now? I just in the newsletter, Kat may remember this in this last newsletter. Check this out. This is how very interesting this is. Since Mercury is in retrograde in the sign of Leo, and on July 22nd, uh, we had a new moon, I think it was, in the sign of Leo, right? And everybody was like saying, yeah, Mercury went retrograde on July 18th, but the sun entered Leo on the 22nd, and then we had a new moon on the 24th. And those who know recently, Ozzy Osbourne died, and then there was two other uh, um, big names out there, Hulk Hogan and one other. And what I find
The jazz
fascinating,
musician.
yes, Mangiano or something like that.
Yeah.
And I thought, this tripped me out, even me doing astrology as long as I have, because Leo rules famous people. Could be infamous and famous. It rules
Right.
Hollywood, actors and actresses. That's Leo. They're the light of the world. They got to be in front center stage. And I thought, Oh my gosh, you can't make this up. They took the
No.
path of the Leo energy to exit this world. And right on the new moon for one of them, and when the sun went into Leo, and Mercury retrograde, which happens, by the way, every 3 months, every quarter. And it lasts for about 3 weeks in that particular
Okay.
sign. Does that make sense so
Hmm.
far? And we're
It
going
does.
through one right now. And this is why I said I'm on the show. I'm not shocked. July 18th is when it started, and it will finish on August 11th in the sign of Leo. Now, some people say, uh, when you're looking up at the stars, whatever, does that mean that the planet's really going backwards? It's going retrograde. No, it's an illusion,
Mhm.
but it's making us feel that energy. It's, going backwards. And so it's rules communication. So when it's going into retrograde, that's one of the first effects people talk about is communication. You have mishaps in communication. Electronics go bad. Uh, your batteries die. Your
Right.
cell phone crashes. You need a new cell phone. It's the electronics and technology that seems to be like the very first kind of things that people talk about online. It's like, oh, Mercury retrograde. Oh my God. It's like I was late to work, and my battery died on my phone alarm, and my phone alarm didn't go off. And so it's major disruption, right? That's
Right.
that's big. Um
I
and your
have that.
mental processes. I don't know about other people, but man, the brain fog is off the
Yes.
charts for me. So that's some of the other. What else would you like to know? Because I got a lot to share about Mercury retrograde.
Well, until recently, I would have just attributed the brain fog to other stuff. So,
I know
but
what you mean. Yep.
but it's really interesting because I have the worst, the worst experiences with batteries, with cell phones. I mean, and that's been my whole life. My electronics. Well, since I
Same
started
with
having
me.
electronics, I kill things,
Me too.
and um,
I can't wear a watch. Can't
well,
wear a watch.
do you know what I have found? But I can't. I can wear a wind-up watch, like the old school
Yeah.
wind 'em ups, but I can't wear normal stuff. But I have an Apple Watch, and I wear it with a metal band, so it's all metal. There's nothing, you know. And as long as I'm wearing the metal band, that will keep working. I
Good.
mean, I've the only time I was in California and my watch died, but I had been wearing a leather band, and I was at an event, and I'm like, ah! So there I am in Palm Springs, California, finding an Apple store. They have one, just so you know. And I'm like,
Good.
I just need a cheap, just the lower end. I don't need fancy. I don't need anything, but I need it now. And so I got out of there for a lot less than I would have here. But I mean, it's crazy. I have never been able to wear pretty watches.
Yeah.
You know,
I
the
can't
the
wear them.
beautiful
They just
bracelet
die.
watches.
It
Yeah.
has nothing to do with Mercury retrograde, but it definitely, they just stopped working on me. I think because we're electrifying women, Kat. We're so
That's
special.
exactly what it says.
You
There's
know,
we're like,
we just
woo,
are.
it's us. Our energy is so strong.
Hey, I
But it
blow
is an
out light
energetic
bulbs.
thing.
I
Yeah.
blow out light bulbs in the house. Mike will tell you, it's like, oh dear God, there goes the light bulbs again. It's like especially when I get all excited and happy. I mean, I'm really happy, and all of a sudden, boom, they go. Or when I get really angry at somebody, it's like, out goes the light bulbs, you know. But
Do you
but
ever do you ever I mean, you blow more than light bulbs, right? Like,
I oh,
I mean, if I touch
technology,
something, yeah,
yes. Turnstiles at a concert. Mike just wrote it. It's exact. I can stop things, tellers, bank tellers. Oh, my computer just froze up. Yeah, I know. Let me step away, and then everything
yes.
will be
Isn't that weird though? I mean, I
fine.
never tell people that stuff because I think it sounds, you know, weird.
Weird. Mhm.
But you do it too.
Yes, Mike's
Okay.
writing it. He's telling you. Yeah, it happens all the time.
Okay. Well
Yeah.
then, I'm in good
Hey,
company at least.
yeah, we can get into a
What
lot
is
of
that?
trouble.
What is that? Why
I
is that?
I really feel it truly is a wonderful electrical thing about us. Really, I'm not kidding. I think we have just a very heightened amount, and it may be ADHD. I'm not kidding. It's very
It is
high
rewiring,
electrical.
different wiring.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, hey, I'm
But
happy. Whatever.
it's different, because when I was younger, it was cyclic. And so now it's not as frequent. Like I don't see it as frequent, or I'm used to it, but I just don't feel like
I
it
think
happens as much as when I was spiking.
Yeah, I think high
Yeah.
vibration and our electrical being, I think we just have something. And when I get very excited and very wound up,
Oh my
it
God.
happens, and I'm aware of it. It's like, whoops, I'm a little bit hyper, a little bit rock and roll, and,
Yes, I
and
do.
so so there it is. And so I just have to say, oh, Rhonda, cool your jets, just simmer down, and things are fine, and it'll be better. But yeah,
Yeah.
Mercury retrograde will truly, it will disrupt a lot of things. Going to airports, as you were talking about, airplanes and aeronautics. So it's planes, trains, and automobiles. Anything of transportation. Mercury rules the post office. You have people, think of these delivery guys, from FedEx or whatever, and they go deliver to another home. And that's interesting because people ask me this question, which is so valid. It's like, but Rhonda, Sister Sage, that happens all the time anyway. My mail could go to the neighbor some days. It's like, it doesn't have to be Mercury retrograde. Such a valid question. And I'm thinking, no, this is more heightened. That's the word. You
Yes.
could wake up one day and have 50 of these things I'm talking about happen. Your clock will just stop, that which it did to us on the wall. We had a flat tire on one of the riding lawnmowers all in one day. This was all happening. It's
Oh my
heightened, and
gosh.
it's,
In one
yeah,
day?
in one day. This was all happening in one day. I can't remember. Mike's cell phone wasn't charging. This was all happening at the same time. So it's like it was, and you have to just kind of go through it, because because the good thing is, what it wants you to do is slow down. It doesn't want you to start a project. Mercury in retrograde says, I want you to reassess the last 3 months that you've just had. I want you to tidy
Interesting.
up your you know finish what you started, kind of thing. Don't start any new projects. It wants you to have a respite and reassess. It's not like people are like, oh, but I got to go to work, Sister Sage. But yes, you do. But, it's to help you. There's a time to work, and there's a time for rest.
Hmm.
There's a time to take a vacation. So on. It's balanced. The universe is saying that to you and for you. That's what I love about it. It's like, why are you fighting it? Well, I know I do. I'll be the first to admit. I think I can get away with it. I can sneak and do this. That doesn't work. But
Well, I'm
yeah,
told that you should watch for typos there.
yes, right. Did somebody have a typo?
And Mike said, watch for typos.
Yes, it's true. It's so true. And you know what? One of the things about Mercury retrograde that kind of what makes me sad about it is when I mean, it doesn't take much to have miscommunication. I mean, it is because people have such a brain fog and they're like, he went and said this and she said that. And it's like, truly, it's because Gemini, Mercury rules Gemini, which is all about communication. And that's where it touches. And that makes me sad to see that happen. And it does. Another thing, and I have like a couple of fun things, how it affects us. What is fascinating that a lot of people don't know is Mercury retrograde. Of course, it's affecting our brain, our thinking, and our mind. It's making the conscious mind more suppressed. It's kind of closing it down, but it opens up our subconscious. So if anybody is having dreams like of a loved one, you have better dreams during this time, it's more revealing and helpful to you than it is at other times because your conscious mind is suppressed, your subconscious is more open, and you're more receptive during this time to have good dreams to help you. Some people call them also getting a download of sorts. You're intuiting better.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
That's what it does. That's what's happening with the mind. So it's slowing down one area of your mind. That's why you get the brain fog, but it's opening up another part of you so you could get that part nurtured and taken care of through dreams, through synchronicities, downloads, epiphanies. You know, you get that more easier than you do your waking mind. But it's frustrating to wake up and try and go to work when you got brain fog, or you know, you leave the coffee cup up on top of the roof of your car and then you drive away. You know, it's like,
Yes.
oh, yeah, that kind of thing.
Especially if it's your favorite one that you
There it
can't
is.
replace easily. Yes.
These are
That's
the kind of things that happen, right?
it is. And you know, it's just one of the things that you just have to figure out. It's it's a weird wacky do.
It
It really is. It
is.
really is.
But
So
it's here to serve us. It's here to serve us. Mercury
and it
retrograde.
does.
Yeah, it does.
So but my gosh, people live in fear of it.
No, there's nothing to fear. You know, it could be frustrating at times. I think most of that's what it is. It's frustrating, but there's nothing. I want people to know there's nothing to fear about it at all. And by the way, it's not just Mercury that goes into retrograde. Neptune's in retrograde. There's other retrogrades, but they're just not talked about like Merc because it's the most common and like, oh my God, please tell me it's not happening. And it's not the time to start something. And if you are gonna go buy a home, if Lorraine is out buying a home, I just encourage people not to sign deals during a Mercury retrograde because here's a tip, everybody. Here's a good tip. Put the prefix re in front of everything. Redo, retype, reschedule, resign. What other re's can we get out of that? Renegotiate. You'll
Yeah.
do things twice. That's another thing. Something becomes
Oh,
duplicated.
okay.
Okay.
That that's logical.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I say if you are traveling, make sure you make extra time to get to like the airport or whatever because traffic will be crazy. In fact, these are the times that you think you know down your street and how to get someplace, but before you know it, it's like, oh, I didn't know they were doing road work and now there's a detour sign and now you got to go 5 miles out of another way to get to the airport. You know what I mean? And that's what then there's a train that's crossing and you got to sit there and wait for the train now to go by. and now you're 45 minutes into your drive instead of, to get to your destination kind of thing. Does that
Yeah,
make sense, Kat? It
it
so
does. It's just like rerouting.
there it is.
So
She's
we'll
got
do
it.
a re there too. Yeah. So,
Love it.
but
She's got it. She's got it.
I was just I'm going to let people know because my computer is trying to overheat. If I should
See?
drop, nobody go anywhere because I'll be right back. I've got a standby sitting here. But it is so weird because it feels disruptive, but usually there's a protective reason.
Yes.
I mean, I can't tell you the number of times that I have and I hear other people talk about they were having troubles getting somewhere only to find that had they been taking their normal route, they could have been killed or
Yes.
or there was
Reroute. Love that.
yes,
Yes.
reroute. It's not a bad
Hmm.
thing.
Right.
It's a frustrating thing in the moment,
Right. Right.
but it's not the end of the world.
I've seen somebody, I see a lot of good things that come out of Mercury retrograde where they've been hired into a particular position, they've accepted a job. And the good thing that had come out of it is that they got a better position within a month. It's like it shifted. It's like, oh, we got this position that came available. So that's where things are redone or reshifted or
Yeah.
that kind of thing. See what I mean? So there's wonderful good things. Ultimately, it always works out. It will flesh itself out, even if it takes a little extra step or time. It will work itself out. It's just that people, need things now. That's why technology, it's like, I need my coffee now. I need,
Yeah.
this now. So being patient, it is a time to review, to have respite, to digest and complete the tasks you've started. I'm trying to think. I always feel that journaling is really good during this time because your dreams are very insightful during this time because the subconscious mind is more open than usual. It's actually more prominent than, the conscious mind is more suppressed. Um, Now I was just thinking of my friend Jackie. She during this time she was writing her second book and she forgot to save something and shut off her computer and lost something like 700 words. This
Oh
is what I
no.
mean. See, this is the kind of stuff that, and she was like, all of this Mercury retrograde, it happens. It does. And I know the frustration of what people go through. It's like, oh my God.
Well, it's got to make you uh it's got to make you just be like, oh my, this is so bizarre. I
Right?
have I have so many things happening right now around me. So I've got lights going out, computer overheating.
What are we doing, Kat? Are we shutting the things down now?
Yes. I don't know what that was. I don't know how that light went out. But and like I said, if the computer shuts down, I've got an iPad. I'll be right back. But you know, it is so bizarre that it affects so much.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Do they all do that?
What?
Do all of the retrogrades do that? Is it just Mercury or
No, each sign has its own job description. Neptune is a lot about spirituality, for example. Uh, Saturn is, I think, in retrograde. It is because it's going back into Pisces. It's leaving Aries, going back into Pisces. And that's all about your hard work. Anytime you hear a retrograde, the best way to answer that is it's inner work. It's time to
okay?
go inward and process something related to that sign and what its description is, whether it's
Okay.
spirituality, your work, those kinds of things. Yeah. But people get all worked up on Gemini or Mercury in retrograde because of what it does to our daily tasks, our daily work, our daily grind kind of thing. It's like I could do without that flat tire. I could do without, and my friend's hair dryer at the beauty shop, she had just had it for a couple of weeks and it blew up. She says, I gotta take this back, and da, 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 da. And I'm like,
Oh my
welcome to
gosh.
Mercury and retro. Yeah, it's like everything and everything. So I hear the stories and they're just more heightened. That's really what it
Mhm.
is. It's more heightened. But
Is the activity
also,
more heightened or is the attention to it more heightened?
it could be both. If you're really paying attention, it may feel heightened to you because you are watching. And it's like it may aggravate you more if you just say it is what it is, and it may not feel as heightened to you. I
Mhm.
just happen to notice because of what I do. People are telling me, "Oh, Sister Sage, oh Lord, today, one day, it's like washer, went out and battery died in the car, dropped my phone, and now that doesn't work." I mean, it's just all these different things and that I hear, so it makes it heightened for me because I'm listening to it, if that
Sure.
makes sense. People are
Totally.
sharing it with me. Yeah. But it's a
That
it's a
is
valid it's a valid question when people say, "But these happen all the time. These things do happen all the time." And when I say heightened, you really know that it's heightened because it's happening.
yeah,
You could count
wide
on it
open.
happening these 3 weeks, right? I could be inside of a store and people are buying more batteries than usual for their car because their car battery, it's
Right.
that's what I'm talking about. It's a lot more than your average day kind of thing. You hear about it more. You see it on Facebook. People are saying, "Oh, there's Mercury
Everywhere.
retrograde," right? So they bring it to your awareness, and you're like, "Thanks, did you have to say it?" Now I'm like, "Come on." Where, energy goes, where attention goes, energy goes kind of thing, whatever that quote is.
Totally.
That's how it rolls. But,
It is
you know,
wide open.
it, it affects the paranormal. If
It
you're
does.
out doing an investigation, think about your equipment. What I love about doing an investigation during a Mercury retrograde is that your conscious mind, I think, is kind of, because it's suppressed. I feel you have more interaction with the spirit better. That's my opinion of it. Because you're thinking so much when you're an investigator. It's like, what did I hear? What am I? Your senses and all these things. But when your conscious mind is subdued and suppressed a little bit, and your subconscious is open, I feel they
Yes.
can get. Now, I'd love to know your thought on that, Kat. I mean, seriously. I mean, I wish people out doing that would pay attention to see what it's really like, and like know when the retrogrades are happening and saying, "Hey, am I noticing a pattern here that I'm getting a more of a connection during this time?" But your equipment, watch your equipment. Your electronics and batteries are going to go dead, and you're thinking the ghost has made your batteries go dead when it's a Mercury retrograde, and it just
And
zaps
I
you.
have and I have blamed them for that.
It's probably, oh, there she goes, and it's a, oh, Lorraine. I think I hope Kat
I
is
think
able.
she just lost it.
Yeah. Hello,
That's all
Mercury
right.
retrograde.
She'll be back in a second, Rhonda. So
No worries, Lorraine. Um, what I recommend is journaling. And if you can remember anything, like just even one thing, I would recommend bullet points of things you may remember. Maybe you see an airport or a particular car or something like that, um, or a color of a car, anything. Just, they call it incubating your dreams. And so I would encourage you to do that. because you'll find some fascinating things, and even from loved ones. I noticed that my loved ones. That's why I think during a paranormal investigation, you can connect with spirits a lot better, like I do when I'm dreaming, because my conscious mind is out of the way because we're trying to discern and decipher and critical
Absolutely.
thinking, right? So I'm thinking when that's suppressed, we are just way more open to that. But Lorraine was talking about she doesn't remember her dreams, and I'm encouraging her to, and you could even write before you go to sleep. Yep, Mike even wrote that just now. We
Yes.
did a lot of study on that. You can write something, um, you know, and
Like
incubate
directed.
your, yeah, yeah, incubate your dream by saying, what is it, spirit, you want, God, you want me to know or tell me? And if you wake up in the night, just jot it down. I always call it bullet points. Just
Yeah, you
write
have to.
down,
Or I have
yeah,
to.
make it simple, and then you can fill that in later, like Mike and I, me and my airport dream. Oh Lord, I have a recurring thing for years, me and my airport dream and my U-Haul dream, but we won't go there. People
Okay,
that
well,
have
I'm
repeating
kind of
dreams.
curious about the U-Haul dream. So, but Mike, but y'all are right, because I went through a period, because I used to have so much deja vu, right?
Mm,
And as I've gotten older and I've gone through life changes, um, not so much. I won't recall my dreams. I will still have some deja vu here or there, but
wow.
it's to me that makes it interesting, because it's actually saved my life several times, and so I appreciate that. So when it started to wane, I was like, oh dear, no, bring that back. But I do think that being able to direct yourself, like you and Mike both were mentioning, it's such a
Yeah,
big deal, because
dreams are
um
powerful. So
they
powerful.
are.
They're
And
helping you work out your day life.
yes, and things that you can't. um Lori's very focused, and so for her, sometimes she'll lock in to something, and but she's also very aware. So for her to be able to have a dream stay with her, I think would be so helpful for her.
Mm,
And being able to give her a tool like you did to be able
it's
to
a
do
great tool.
that is a big deal, because she is one of the most linear thinkers that I know. And I value that, because I'm not one.
She's earth,
So
your water.
yeah, and so to see her in that way,
Hmm.
it's so cool. And she's working very hard on her on building her skills. Her let's see, that's a little bit too much underneath, but um it's cool to watch as she's growing. She's getting readings. She's um reading herself. She's growing herself.
Hmm.
And I really admire that, because not everybody is willing to do that work,
Yeah,
and she does it all the time.
I'll tell you,
She's
people
really.
that open up like that, it really does. It broadens your horizons. But see, she's an earth sign. She's born in May, and I'm born in January. We're earth signs. We're very earthy, and this is the general. I'm saying general. She could read a room. Yeah, it's observant. No. You're born in May. You're an
Mhm.
earthy person.
Yep.
Yes, very observant, and you face the
Analytical.
world as a Scorpio. See, you two are on opposing sides, which is great. That's why Kat can help you because she's water. She's going to help you be nonlinear, and permeate your way a little bit. And you're going to help her stay steady. This is what
We
you two
do
can do.
that,
You
and
see, that's what
we both
it's
make each other
beautiful.
crazy with that sometimes, but it's all good.
That's how you
So
grow. That's how you learn and
yeah,
experience. But good for you,
because
Lorraine, for opening up. I'll tell you, I'm
she
born in January.
is.
I'm very, I can be very detailed,
Well,
and linear. But man, good on you. Good
but
on
she
you.
does. She helps me with grounding.
Yep, because
I
she's Earth.
mean, it really it's a cool thing,
I
you know,
love that.
and it's funny because my husband is um March 26th. So he is also he's not quite as linear, but he is very steady, like, you know, just whoosh. And it's fun because they have very similar personalities. Is that normal for those two dates for
Uh,
March and May?
Well, March is a another water sign.
Hmm.
Now, I think the day, he would probably tell people he's an Aries, right?
Hmm.
Is that what he would tell people?
Yeah.
And I would say, now here's how I would say it with divine astrology. I'd say, Dave, you're born in the constellation of Pisces, but your sun sign is in Aries.
Hmm.
And that tells me a great deal about the way he was brought into this world through the world of Pisces. Does he have like more of a creativity though, kind of flair? Because usually
Um,
people born in March have, that's the general rule. So I would have to know what else is sitting there. I mean, if he's got
for
like
him, he's a creative thinker, not so much a creative, um,
like a painter or anything like that.
mm-mm.
Yeah,
But he's a
but
machinist. And so his creativity comes through the mathematics to be able to make what he wants come through the metal.
got it.
And he is
The
little
metal is the
things,
Aries. That's the Aries part. Got it.
but it's very cool because like he's a very creative thinker in ways to be able to make our lives better. Like he can analyze, I don't think I'm saying this very well, but he can think outside the box. He kept
Mm,
our business going through the recession. He kept our business going
wow.
through COVID. He is just fantastic at analyzing situations and finding ways to make them
Oh,
work.
okay.
He's a
So
chess player.
yeah, yeah.
He's a
So
great chess
now
player.
his opposing sign is Virgo. That means the way he faces the world is a Virgo. And let me tell you, Virgo's an earth sign, and that means that's where his gift of uh detailed, methodical, detailed oriented, you know what I mean,
Hmm.
specific, that's where that comes from. But when I look at a whole chart, it's like, where's your Saturn, where's your moon, you know what I mean, dragon's head and tail, as you know, north and south node. I want to know what your past life was and what you're
Hmm.
to attain in this lifetime. That alters everything.
Yeah.
So that's why I say, generally, like Lorraine's saying, she overthinks, and she can figure out every scenario from every advantage point. You give me something and I'll look at it from over here and over here. So I mean, she's got something going on with, I mean, you got a lot of earth in your
Yeah.
chart, because girl, you but that's a gift.
It is a gift
It's a gift.
because
Don't think that, I
there
look at
is,
everybody's stars and it's like, you were born that way, seriously, to take care of things. And that's why you were brought into this world with exactly the
And
stars that you have.
she is so good at it. What does she ever thinks? Well, she does. And she
That's
is my
a
husband.
lot of Virgo, a lot of Capricorn, a lot of detailed,
Yeah.
methodical. I got my
It's,
eyes, and I could see what's on your watch from 50 miles away. I got you
yeah.
pegged. Yeah,
And so it's so
right
funny
on.
because basically my best friend and my husband have the same personality. So
Really.
it's just like,
So you know what that would tell me is that
what?
they may have similar dragon head and tail.
Could
That
be.
is, when I look in their chart,
Mhm.
that's the very first thing I look at. That tells me everything. That tells me everything. And that could even alter things about a personality, even. So the Wheel of Fortune, the dragon's head, is the north node of the moon, which tells me what you're to attain in this lifetime, whereas the dragon's tail tells me where you came from past life. And those two areas are huge. That's like the biggest thing I see in someone's birth chart. And let's say that you're born in an earth sign, but your dragon's head is in a fire sign. Like Leo. Let's say she's
Mhm.
born in May, but her dragon's head is in Leo and her tail's in Aquarius. That just alters everything about what I'm saying to
Yes.
her. See what I'm saying?
Well,
But she's giving hints that she's got a lot of earth, detailed Virgo,
she's, yeah.
Capricorn, May, Taurus. That's all earth. Love you, people. Tell you, you ground us.
Well,
You
that's what
keep
I
us
was going to
going.
say. She is, every so often, if things go off kilter, she'll go in a tizzy
Uh,
because everything needs to be
got it.
methodical and work the way it's
Methodical,
supposed to. And
detail
David's the
oriented.
same
Yeah,
way. And
got it.
that's where she's glad she has me,
Yeah.
because that's where I can, but I love being around people like that because
And Kat,
they are
that's
so
why I'm
grounded.
grateful I have you, because I'm like her. I'm born in January. It's like you could help us just like get in that nice boat. Let's mosey on down. Okay.
Yeah.
But hey, make sure we got our food and everything's just right in our little boat. You're
Yeah.
like, no, Lorraine and Rhonda, we're getting in the boat and we're cruising. We're going to just gel and chill. And we're like, no, but make sure everything's just right. Is this sitting
Yes.
right?
And she
Is
is a
this
just right. And David is a just right.
there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. So he's got a lot of that in his chart somewhere. Just by you
Somewhere.
telling me that somewhere, you're
But
you're
but
spilling the
it's
beans.
but it's so funny because he is just like, well, this is handled and you've got this, and I mean, with him it's past tense, it's already done. And with
Love it.
Lori, she's doing the planning part while we're working on it. It's really cool. So
Lorraine's laughing. And see, Mike's born in February. He's an air sign. It's like, what y'all worked up for, Rhonda? I'm like, it's not
it's
working. It doesn't look balanced. It doesn't. No, So, but that's our gifts, you guys. That is what's so cool about, you know.
we all bring stuff
You,
to the table.
yes,
I mean,
and
we
if you
do.
and I'm one to admit being born in January. Mike's born in February. He's an air sign. But see, now here's a good point. His dragon's head is in Cancer. That happens to be my seventh house of marriage.
Oh,
See,
well, there you go.
this is what I mean when I look at charts, the things that show up and line up. So in his dragon's head and tail, he's got water and earth. And so he can connect to me on that. But being born in February, his just natural everyday thing is, he's trying to look at me like, why does it have to be this way? Why does it have to be that?
Yes.
What the heck? What the heck?
And,
It's like,
you know, and I'm going to pick on Lori because she knows I love her and I know she loves me and she won't kill me too bad. But, you know, when we were talking recently, it was so funny because she's trying to get things right in her head, right? And my job in that situation is just to be a sounding board. Don't contribute, let her think, and let her say. Or that's how I take my job. That's what I do. That's what I try to do.
that's good.
And it's so funny because she was so I'm listening to her do this process, right? And then I'm like, I should probably do that more. Look at her go. And so we each help, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
it's so
Yes.
cool because I actually told her, I said, you know, you're repeating yourself a lot. And, you know, she's like, what? And I'm like, because you're thinking out loud. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm learning as she is, and I'm seeing her thought process go through it.
Yeah.
And it was just really, it's fun. And see, David doesn't talk, David just does it internally.
Got it.
So I won't know what's happening
Yeah.
until it's already thought, planned out, and then it happens. We've had some big discussions about that. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's
Yeah.
like, why did you do that? Why did you do that way? Because I don't see that.
Right.
Well, I have a question for you because I don't want time to get away and me not have asked you this question. It's a personal question.
Uh-oh.
Um, it's not a big deal, but I am the only person on the planet apparently who does not have a time of birth on their birth certificate. I have no idea if I was born in the morning, in the evening, if I was born, you know, strike at midnight. I don't know.
But you
And
can write and ask for it specifically. Most birth certificates is it's not really put on it unless you ask specifically for the time of birth.
okay, because I have the one from when I was actually born that they filled out, and it's not on that either. You know, the little card
Yeah.
that they give your mom,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's not. Boy, my hand looks big doing that there. But I've never done a show on an iPad, so it's different. But you know, it's I was at the Ozark UFO conference, and this lady was doing readings, you know, astronomy readings. And so I was real excited because, you know, I've never had that done. And so she was discombobulated because I didn't know if I was, you know, what time of day I was born. So if I were to go to the Department of Vital Statistics and just tell them I need to know what time of day I was
Yes.
born, they can
They
probably help
yeah.
that.
Yeah. They had to literally print one out for me and type it on the back, and that's how I have my time of birth. I had to ask for it, and I was
And they
born.
had
And
it.
Mike, yeah, they had it. Mike saying, "Were you born in a rural hospital?" And I was born, Mike, in Plymouth, Indiana. We're talking about one of the most rural towns at the time I was born. It was pretty rural, but you asked
Well,
for it,
I
and
was born in
they
a
should.
major metro, yeah, a
Yes,
metropolitan
you
hospital.
should. Yeah, yeah, you should be able to get it.
Okay.
99% of the people, when you specifically ask for it, otherwise they just give you one without that on it. And I even now have my weight and all of that. They typed it on the
Well, I
back of
had
it. But
that. Yeah, I
yeah,
had the weight and stuff, just not the time.
I would ask for it.
I will,
Yeah, yeah.
because I'm
And
just
if you
nosy like
don't,
that.
it's important. It's good to have for an astrologer, but for me, if something's very close, that it's on a cusp or something, like your dragon's head and tail, which I really need to know, I would really want to know, and that time could change it. Those are the only things. Otherwise, in divine astrology, I could still really pretty much figure it all out. without a time. It's very
Okay.
helpful for those kinds of things, though. But
Well,
it's
that's
good to
good
have.
because I can't be the only person in that
Right,
situation. So I'm really
right.
glad that I asked that so people will know
Yeah,
that they can just go and
yeah.
specifically ask.
Ask for that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. There's a lot of birth certificates nowadays, and even when you and I had ours at our times, it's like, yeah, some did put it on there and some didn't, and it's
Hmm.
like, then you got to go back and ask for these things for this type of thing, for an astrology reading or whatever. It's good to have. It is good to have.
Well, I will do that
Good.
because I felt like I was missing something from
You
my
are
reading
missing something.
with that.
Yeah,
But it
yeah.
was kind of neat because I just had never understood that. I've never actually seen, I've never had a chart done.
I was
And
born, and the doctor and a nurse. You were born at home? That was also used as the hospital, May 20th, 1957, at 7 a.m.
a
Girl, I
doctor and
love when
nurse
people.
home.
I'm going to grab something while she's talking there. Excuse me while stepping away, you all. Forgive me. I want to see if I can grab my Power of the Dragon book.
Ooh,
See,
that sounds
see,
fun.
Lorraine, see what you started, girl, in a good way.
She is so cool.
Let's
She
see,
is
1957, May 20th. This is that.
mhm.
See, this is going to tell me why she's so detailed oriented. Hold on here,
All
because I'm
right.
going to tell you, Lorraine, where your dragon's head and tail is. No way. Okay, so Lorraine, are you between November 5th, 1956 to May 21st, 1958? I think May 20th, 1957, that would fall in between those dates.
It would.
Oh, wait till you hear this. Your dragon's head is in Scorpio and your tail's in Taurus. Boom. There it is. That tells me a great deal. Yes, girl. Yep. That's why you two are very close.
Because
Yep.
she's got parts of me.
Yes. She's got the dragon's head in Scorpio. Lorraine, anything to do with money, investments, property, buying homes. I know security, but Scorpio is very metaphysical, highly metaphysical.
She is evolving her metaphysical side.
Love it.
She's working very hard on that.
In this lifetime, is it okay if I say this? Can I share this, Lorraine? I didn't even ask. I just got excited. I mean, you put up your date of birth, and I just went looking. Is it okay
Lori,
if
you
I
cool with
share this?
that?
Because I'll shuddy. That was inappropriate to just say that
She's
without
pretty cool.
asking.
And
Well,
she wants the information too, I'm sure.
it was exciting to see that. So it's answering some of the detailed and stuff. It's good.
She
Oh,
said it's
thank you,
good.
thank you, thank you. But that's what you are to attain in this lifetime, is to understand the highest order of Scorpio, which is the higher side is investigating and spiritual and metaphysical and exploring that. And Scorpio rules investigations. It rules corporate monies and investments and banks and all kinds of real estate, all kinds of different things in that nature. So wanting to have your securities, like I said earlier, is really, really big and important. That's emotional, spiritual, mental, financial, and because that's
Cool.
what that rules. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
So
because that's where her focus is very strongly right now. So I'm glad. I'm glad. So, I think it's so fun because she um she really is. I can see the Taurus there.
good,
So,
Lorraine. You go, girl. It's what you're supposed to do, and good on you in this lifetime.
well, she's a
Good for you.
and she's been working very hard on that.
Let me
So,
tell you. And that's, the dragon's head is throughout your lifetime is what to work towards and attain. And past life, it was understanding the value of your securities with the tail in Taurus, which rules money. That's why you see the bull outside of the stock exchange.
mhm,
See, it uses the symbol of the bull out
yeah,
front of the stock exchange. You know, so
they
and
frown on you climbing on that. Just so you know,
pardon me,
they frown on you climbing on that. Just so you know,
who frowned?
the city of New York frowns on you climbing on the bull.
Oh,
Like,
oh, I thought I said something.
no, you did not. But I'm just when you brought up the bull outside the stock exchange, that reminded me of something, and I was like, they do not like you to climb on that.
Oh,
So
I thought that I had said something wrong. Like,
you
oh
did
no,
not
are we
say
gonna?
anything
Am
wrong.
I
You
gonna
never
get you
say
shut,
anything wrong.
girl? Am I gonna get you shut down off of YouTube? I thought, what did I say?
No, no. But that's that. I guess that's my Stratera wearing off. So,
Oh, girl,
but
girl.
the that Taurus thing is strong, isn't it?
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
big time
and
strong.
think about Taurus rules Switzerland. Think of the Swiss bank, the bank accounts, and people put their money into the Swiss accounts and hide it and tuck it away. See, this is why people, astrologers, talk about Taurus of securities. It's they got to find ways to make themselves safe and secure in every way imaginable, emotional, mental, financial, spiritual. I mean, everything. It's so important to your soul, Lorraine, in this lifetime because of the tail. So you lived in Switzerland in your past life, whether you wanted to know that or not. That's where you were. So you rolled it over in this lifetime, and it has and Taurus rules real estate. It rules money. It rules real estate. Um, it also rules the beauty industry, material possessions.
That's so interesting because that explains a lot about my dad too.
Was he a Taurus?
Hmm.
Ooh,
Yeah. So
yeah.
May 9th.
No. And it's so normal to them. And if you say, "Oh, well, securities mean a lot to you," oh, no more than anybody else, because they
Yeah.
really do. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
and
it
that's
is who they
him.
are, right?
Yeah.
But you and I are out here and looking in. It's different from us looking at somebody. I'm trying to figure out what Lorraine is saying. I've been seeing signs. I've asked for signs if I was traveling down the correct path. I got pushed in the mud when I started second guessing myself. I'm trying to understand that.
I don't know what the push in the mud was,
Um,
but she's been having, I mean, everything relevant to this transition, this
that
change
she's
that she's
going through.
implementing is coming right along smoothly. The path is being open for her on that.
Yay, Lorraine.
And
And I would call the signs synchronicities. Those are so fun to do, you guys.
yes,
Uh, See the different subjects we talk about here at Fate Magazine Radio. We've
we
gone
cover
from
everything.
spiritual, metaphysical, paranormal, astrological. But, but see,
Oh,
that's Kat and I with our
it
ADHD.
is.
We can, and we understand each other. We can cover all these like that.
We just keep bouncing right
That-
around.
hey, it's
I
like,
love it.
hey, there you go.
I
How about
wanted to
that?
mention something because right as my computer was melting down there, um, you had mentioned about paranormal investigations
Hmm.
happening. And when with the retrogrades and stuff, and I have my batteries die all the time. Brand new batteries gone. And so I have things that I can charge, yet they're not the ever readies in there, and they die too. But there is a difference in paranormal activity depending on, well, I know with Mercury retrogrades, and people are so tripped out when they're talking about, oh, it's Mercury retrograde. And it's like, well, that's okay because we're still here. We can
Right?
still do stuff.
Yeah.
And but people, when I had said that people get really wigged out about it a lot, usually it's paranormal people that don't like the idea of a Mercury retrograde,
Hmm.
and or that I have seen react that way. My grandma, who was very into astronomy, would always just like, oh, it's Mercury retrograde. And I
Hmm.
was like, having a pretty good day myself. I don't know why you're
Yeah.
so, but and I do great in a Mercury retrograde. I very rarely have negative connotations related to them.
You just brought up something very interesting because when I look at a chart, if somebody was born during a retrograde, it may
Mhm.
not affect them near as much. It's like it's just it's the same day, as
Yeah,
yesterday. See what I'm saying? So if I look
yeah,
at a chart and they've been living their lives and they were born with in Mercury in retrograde, it may not affect them.
it's normal.
It's normal for them. You just
Yeah,
brought up a great point. Some people can just like, I don't know what the big hoopla is.
yeah,
And other people
that's,
are screaming. you know?
I know. And, you know, the first time that somebody in the field was like, oh my God, it's Mercury retrograde. This is so tough. And I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
I didn't know,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And so, because I just don't. And I felt like at first I was like, oh, you're just so much drama. What are you doing? Why are you freaking out? And,
I love
you
it.
know,
I love it. I love it,
so I
Kat.
mean, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, but
Yeah.
I was definitely kind of
Yeah, it's
like,
like,
oh,
what you tripping on?
yeah, yeah. Why are we freaking out? What do we
Yeah,
need? Yeah, should we rally the troops? Should we boil water? Should we, it
right,
was
right.
it was a very dramatic reaction
Oh, wow.
when they were just, and I was just
Yeah,
tooling along doing my thing, and
yeah,
I did not, it was the first time that I saw somebody really tripping out
yeah.
about that. And
Well,
I did not,
maybe now you could say, no, Sister Sage, this could actually be good. So what if the batteries and equipment, but we can
yeah,
use our senses and, spirits can connect better. We're not all up
yeah.
here. We're more open, you know. Maybe our
You know what?
frequencies can match up better, during
I
this
think
time.
so. I think
I
so.
feel that.
But what's funny is that my video recorders will almost always die. My voice recorders don't die.
Interesting.
I think that's interesting too. So I don't know why that is because they're still electronic.
Yes. Yeah,
So,
anything, any recording, digital,
mhm.
yeah, batteries, flashlights, when people do the
Well,
flashlight method.
flashlights, yeah,
Yeah,
flashlights die, but my voice recorders do not.
that is
So,
interesting.
And that's my favorite. I would prefer a voice recorder. If
Mm,
I only have one thing, that's what I want. And but my video cameras will die in a heartbeat.
mm,
Maybe it's
interesting.
because they don't want to be seen.
That's
Maybe they
possible.
don't maybe they don't mind, or maybe they don't realize. They're pretty smart. I think they would
They are
realize.
very smart. I
Yeah.
feel that. Yeah, I think they're pretty smart.
I mean,
But
they're living on a different plane.
a
So,
different frequency, different
and they can get to
vibration.
us even if we can't get to them.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I love paranormal investigation.
Me too. Now, see, if I had if I could only go and have one thing, mine would be the spirit box. Love the
Mm,
spirit box. Love it. I just think it's the
it's
neatest thing.
fun.
Hmm.
And it's really bizarre because that does take a certain skill set for
Yeah.
them to be
Hmm.
able to break through that. But
Yeah.
then again, we're all frequency. Everything is
Yeah.
frequency. And
We
that's all
are.
they're doing is manipulating frequency. And I think they're in a
Yeah.
better position to do that than
Yeah.
us.
That's what I feel. I think they vibrate higher
Hmm.
than we do. That's, what I think.
That's, that's interesting because, I never really think about you investigating.
I had my own team.
I know that, but I never think about it from this point, right? I don't
And that
know
was
why.
because of my near death experience. You know
Yeah,
why, right?
I
So
do.
it was because of all of that. And Mike helped me
Hmm.
process that by going with me to learn how to investigate because I truly wanted to find out what the heck happened to me when I died.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
like, what the heck? I'm on the other
Did
side
you?
having conversations and nobody hears me. And I'm telling people off and they don't hear me.
That had to be so frustrating.
And Mike was in the room when that happened. He said, "Honey, you didn't say a word." I said, "No, I was telling that doctor off."
And I think to me that would have been so annoying that not only was he standing there, he had the audacity not to respond to you
Yeah,
when you're
it's
in
like,
crisis. What
that's
good of a
right.
doctor is he, right?
Exactly.
I would have been mad. I would have been telling him off too.
But
But
Mike said I wasn't moving and I wasn't talking.
so,
I
well,
said, "Oh,
not
yes,
that
I
you could
was."
see.
That's
Not
right.
that you could see.
It's like, how
But,
dare you give me that drug again? Oh, I was so mad and telling them off.
that's you would think that we would be able to pick something up and throw it at their little pointed heads, right?
You would think.
I mean, maybe it's because it's a new death that you haven't really ascertained the different methodologies available to you. But I think that, I mean, I've had things thrown. Maybe you just have to develop yourself.
Yeah. If I had
You build your
truly
skill
known,
set.
I remember my heart wasn't racing anymore. I can look back now and know my heart wasn't racing anymore and I was out of my body and I was free. But if I had known then, if I was out even longer, that wouldn't have been good, as you know,
Mm,
Kat.
yeah.
I wouldn't be here. But it's like, yeah, it's like that darn machine you have up in my face and that all of those EKG things and whatever
Yeah.
in my face. I should take it and just smack it up against your head. But I think if I was on the other side much longer, I think I would have learned how to have done that. I think I
Well,
would have.
I think it's definitely, they have to learn. We have to, I mean, we have to figure these things out. It's just like, just like getting a human body. It takes us a while to learn how to walk and talk and feed ourselves and all this other stuff. So I'm sure that when we're doing things spiritually, we have to learn how to manipulate that energy to make that work too.
Yes, yeah. And what Mike wrote is very true. When they were giving me that drug and it was supposed to reboot my heart, was,
Mm.
he said, "This is going to make you feel weird."
Yes,
Okay,
it did.
let me tell you something.
Didn't know how weird, but yeah, there you
Yeah,
go. Thanks a lot, mister.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
girlfriend, we are out of time. Oh my gosh. I have
We had
had
fun.
some, I always have fun with you. Thank you for being here.
Carl, next time I'll get you. It'll probably be during a Merkin retrograde. I'd love to do yours. See, have people on. I'll read. I love this. This is fun.
We'll
If they're
do
willing
that.
to do it, I'll do it. It's fun for me, you guys.
Well, we will
But
do that. But
okay.
tell people where to find you, Sister
Karmic
Sage.
Law. Go to
Carmen.
karmiclaw.com and
Yep.
sign up for my newsletter, you guys. Like Kat said,
You
Interfaith
can't miss with
Ministry
that.
Services. You can't. Yeah, it's free, and I do it every month. So please
Yep.
sign up
And
for that.
KRMICLAW.com.
Yeah, karmiclaw.com.
So thank you. I
Okay.
love you. Thank you so much.
Love you. My cat, you look so good, girl.
You too. But I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Love
And
you guys.
for everyone listening, thank you so much. Y'all are the reason that we do these shows and we love doing them. So if you ever have questions, find her. She will work with you. She is brilliant. She's wonderful and she's kind. So take care, be blessed, and we will see you next week. Same cat time, same cat channel. Good night.